More chaos in the south suburbs, fighting and threats in a village hall.
The tension, all captured on video last night, is tied to a financial probe in Sauk village.
It was a circus. That's how one village trustee describes what happened here inside council chambers at Village Hall. And depending on who you talk to, the face-to-face verbal threats centers around the lack of financial records and documents here at Village Hall. Take a look at what played out Tuesday.
So this is not Dalton. This is Sauk Village. Let's just get into it. Sauk Village is a small suburb with a population of about 10,000 people. Sits roughly 30 miles south of downtown Chicago and is about 11 miles southeast of Dalton. And Sauk Village have been facing some serious internal problems. I know that sounds very familiar. What used to be a quiet, hard-working community is now caught in the middle of political drama and financial chaos. Village meetings have become more about personal clashes between the leaders like the mayor and the clerk than fixing the real issues. Financial records are missing, budgets are unclear, and accusations of corruption are flying all over the place, and I don't know, it's about to fight over a gavel. Meanwhile, the village infrastructure is crumbling. Crime is on the rise and the local businesses are struggling. The leadership's constant fighting has left residents wondering where their tax dollars are going and why things keep getting worse. It's a situation that feels very similar to Dalton, another suburb dealing with their issues. Sauk Village problems go beyond just a few heated meetings. They reflect a local government in complete disarray, leaving its residents to deal with the consequences of years of neglect and dysfunction. The drama unfolding in Sauk Village centers around a handful of the key players, each deeply involved in the village dysfunction and chaos. At the heart of it all is Mayor Derek Burgess, whose leadership has been called into question. He's been accused of withholding key financial records from the village clerk, sparking a heated confrontation to see during these public meetings. The mayor's refusal to provide transparency has led to serious concerns about where the public funds are going. His recent legal battles, including being served by the Office of Inspector General, is only adding fuel to the fire. Opposing the mayor is village clerk Marva Campbell Pruitt that have been very vocal about the lack of cooperation coming from the mayor. Pruitt has accused the mayor of keeping critical documents away from her office, making it impossible for her to fulfill her duties. Their feud has been played out publicly in board meetings where verbal threats and physical tension has escalated to these crazy levels, highlighting how dysfunctional the village government has become. Adding to the conflict are trustees Debbie Williams and Diane Sapp, who have had a front row seat to this drama. Both have expressed their concerns over the lack of financial audits, and they have been vocal about misappropriated funds. Williams and Sapp, along with other trustees, have pushed for more investigations, including the hiring of the OIG to look into financial discrepancies.
That's village clerk Marva Campbell Pruitt and Mayor Derek Burgess in a heated exchange right in the middle of a board of trustees meeting.
It just went north. I won't say it went south, it went north.
Yeah, disgust. It's getting worse every week.
Village trustees Debbie Williams and Diane Sapp had a front row seat. They tell me the village meetings can get heated, but this week it got to a level they've never seen.
Why didn't you stop him?
The clerk grabbed the mayor's gavel after she made several requests for the mayor to stop pointing it at her. Out of frustration, she yanked it out of his hands and threats were made.
I come here to take care of business. I don't come here to see the mayor and the clerk fighting with a weapon in their hand, and I'm right next to them.
So let's pause it right here. Financial records and documents obviously are the backbone of any functioning government, right? So for these to be missing is a massive problem. And here's the real issue. Instead of working together to figure it out, we have the mayor and the clerk threaten each other in public. It is absolute chaos. It is not just financial mismanagement that's alarming. It's the fact that no one is taking control. They can't even manage their own meetings. How can they manage the village? Then you got the village clerk threatening to whack the mayor with a gavel. Obviously, this is where things can really escalate. Grabbing the gavel out of frustration because the mayor keeps pointing at her. This is not professionalism, obviously, and it's just downright hostile. And here's the kicker. Obviously, this is going to a new level when the mayor starts using the gavel as a tool of intimidation. And it looks like everyone is contributing to this madness, making it impossible to focus on the real issues here.
These tell us the mayor and clerk have been at odds because records are not showing up in the clerk's office. And when the clerk was outlining concerns during the meeting, you hear a voice yell from the crowd.
Excuse me, did you say something to me? Get your wife. Get your wife. Get your wife ready.
So when she responds to the mayor's wife, of course, that generates a reaction from him to protect his spouse, which is a natural reaction.
Yet trustees will.
Yeah, but at the same time as the mayor and you have your wife, whether your wife or husband, they shouldn't be trying to bring more nonsense and more chaos into the meeting. Why is the wife even speaking in the first place? This is the village meeting. They have the exchange between the trustees, the mayor, and the clerk. What did the wife do to contribute to the situation? It seems like she tried to add more fuel to the fire in the situation, knowing that everyone is going back and forth. What is she doing saying anything in the first place?
Williams and Sapp say all of this boils over as they're trying to protect the village's money.
We don't have the budgets, the audits, treasurer reports for 2 years.
They claim they're
Wait. 2 whole years without a single financial report. That's not just mismanagement, that is negligence. And here's what really gets me. Instead of addressing the missing budgets, these officials are locked in these personal feuds. What's going on with this mayor here? I don't know what's going on with any of these mayors in the Southland. They seem like they all have some kind of problem. This is exactly what's happening in nearby Dalton, where the leadership issues have led to financial chaos. What's going to take for someone to actually step up and fix these issues? Everyone is too busy fighting to focus on what really matters, is the village and the residents.
There's hundreds of thousands of misappropriated funds.
We hired an inspector general because we know that there's some mess going on in this village and the administration.
In fact, at the start of the meeting, the trustees say Mayor Burgess was served by the OIG.
Ordered to appear in court next week.
So now the mayor is being dragged into court by the Office of Inspector General, and yet the village meetings are still focused on these personal fights. Now we have legal issues, which again, very similar to Dalton. And again, still, no one is truly taking control of the situation. Both the mayor and the clerk are more concerned about going back and forth with each other instead of solving the village problems. But at the same time, who's the leader? And I always say that in any of these situations in government, who is running the show? It's the mayor. When these things dive into chaos, it's the person at top that assumes responsibility. So how can Sauk Village recover when its leadership is constantly in legal trouble?
The trustees say the mayor was upset over the order to appear.
Who in the anybody in their right mind would follow somebody as stupid as you?
But unfortunately, he is the mayor. He was voted in, so you gotta figure this out. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Now, we did reach out to Mayor Burgess for comments. We have not heard back from him. However, the clerk did respond and actually gave us a statement, which reads in part. She says she was trying to get the mayor to get some order in that meeting, specifically his wife, when she was told by the mayor to shut up. She says she was appalled by that, and when he started pointing that gavel, it took it to a new level. The clerk adds she simply wants the documents so that she can run her office here at Village Hall. We should point out the two are running off in the mayor election next year.
So that adds another layer to the situation. So basically, she's looking to take his job. He knows that. It looks like it will be very difficult for the dynamic to work when there's heavy personal issues. She still has a job as a clerk because that's what she's been elected to do. And the mayor, he's been elected to be the mayor. And now they're both fighting, knowing that there's going to be an election soon on whether who's going to be the new mayor of Sauk Village. So there's a lot of layers and a lot of conflict here. But let's talk about the meeting that actually happened between the clerk. The altercation is about a deep-seated power struggle, obviously. The clerk is frustrated by the lack of transparency and documentation in Sauk Village administration, particularly regarding important financial records and contracts that have not been provided to her. She calls out the mayor publicly, which leads to personal attacks and heated exchanges. And obviously the mayor's wife jumped in.
You're able to do whatever else that needs to be done. Know that when I came into office, people were all up in arms because we hadn't codified any of our ordinances for 4 years. When I leave office, I don't want to leave office with a backload of ordinances that's not codified when the trustees have already approved it. All we need now are the ordinances for them to approve. So now that you're here, sir, I'm going to ask that you put it top of mind and just see what you can do, whether you're paid or not, okay? Thank you very much.
You do something without getting paid.
I mean, she has a good point. I mean, there's certain things that are not being done. It looks like it's purposely being held for her not to do them. So she has a good point there.
Now, I heard a resident this evening state her confusion over whether there was a lawsuit presented or whatever, because some said it was, some said it wasn't, some said it was, some said it wasn't. Mayor said it wasn't, others said it was. Well, lo and behold, I go on a website and I'm able to see the documents. Now, guess who is the keeper of the records? Who's the keeper of the records, Mr. Mayor?
Hello.
The village clerk is the keeper of the records. Do I have a copy? Do I have a copy? Do I have copies? Most of the lawsuits that's taken place. Do I have copies of contracts that have taken place? Do I have any records? No. But then we'll have your folks talk about me being negligent, and I'm not negligent if others are negligent and don't give that office what it's supposed to have.
She spit out a lot of good points here. It's very similar in Dalton, where the clerk does not have access to certain things. And when she doesn't have those things, things can't get done. So I would like to hear why have these documents have been held away from the clerk. She has been elected to take care of these things. Again, this is just dysfunction at its highest level.
Other people come and go, and you're gonna come and go, and all of our history is going to be lost simply because we are not following proper policy, protocol, and procedures. We have to do that. We really do. I'm sorry, I'm going to get off. Please. Right, excuse me. Did you say something to me? Get your wife. Get your...
Okay, I didn't necessarily hear what the mayor's wife has said. I mean, they're having an exchange. There's not public comment. People will yell out certain things. If you are the mayor's wife, you were not elected, why are you yelling out anything? And obviously there's an issue between these two people, the clerk and the mayor, but why is the village wife trying to add more fuel to the fire? It's a conversation. The village clerk has the floor. She has to say what she has to say. Why is the wife trying to make this into a personal issue at this very moment? It's possible that the village clerk could have ignored the comment, but at this point, like I said before, they're having this personal back and forth and these issues. It's the reason why that the village clerk and the mayor are about to have this little thing right now.
Get your wife. Don't point that in.
And the mayor is wrong by having his gavel and using it as a way to intimidate the village clerk. Why is he pointing a potential weapon at the village clerk? You may be trying to defend your wife, but what you're doing is you're looking like a clown. You're looking like someone that can't control themselves. And I guess that's why things start to devolve after this.
Respect yourself. Thank you. I'm moving on. You make this personal.
No,
yes, you are.
if your wife is doing it, it is personal. But never point anything in my face again. Do you hear me? Don't point an object in my face.
Yeah, so this is just off the rails at this point. No one is able to calm down. The mayor's telling her to stop talking, to shut up. I mean, come on. These are elected officials that are there to serve the people. Now, I would say in this exchange, I think the mayor is wrong. The mayor's wife is wrong, but it's like no one is able to calm down. And he's still using the gavel as a way of intimidation, as you see right there.
I'm gonna knock you upside your head.
Please do. Oh, I don't know if that's the wife.
Don't you ever touch your hand. You fucking bald-headed bitch.
Doing all of this in my face. Why didn't you stop him?
Press charge.
In my face. Why didn't you stop
Give me my gavel.
He was being threatened. You're absolutely right. And he can't point stuff in my face and get threatened.
Well, you did.
Know that. Talk to him and let him know. It goes both ways. It goes both ways.
No, it don't. You put your hands on him. Put it on there again. And you'll see me.
And it looks like the mayor didn't stop his wife from speaking, didn't tell her to calm down. This is just embarrassing.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Do you
And threatening, basically say, see me later. So that is the wife.
We're going to move on.
Do you see?
I do see.
You talk to your wife. I'm still gonna say, talk to your wife. Talk to your wife. She's still
I'm going to ask for a 10-minute recess.
and then talk to your wife.
I ask for a motion for a 10-minute recess.
So move.
It was moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Take a 10-minute recess. Obviously, you know.
Just embarrassing. Really embarrassing.
Well, hey. Oh my God. That's right. Oh my God.
Oh my God. You put your hands on me. You nasty heifer.
Oh, very classy here in Sauk Village and these village meetings here. All right, now we're going to dive into the aftermath of this chaotic fight. They had another video that came in the day after between the Sauk Village mayor and the clerk. So let's check it out.
We first showed you this video last night, a chaotic confrontation between Sauk Village leaders. Now we're hearing another side of the story. CBS News Chicago is always investigating, and our Jermon Terry spoke to the village clerk who was wielding that gavel.
Well, I would say the mayor wielded it first, and then she picked up and grabbed it. But yeah, it makes sense.
I'm sorry.
The Sauk Village clerk, Marva Campbell Pruitt, speaking for the first time. Campbell Pruitt says she was defending herself.
I'm gonna knock you upside your head.
I may have said, hit you upside the head if I could.
Well, it's not a may. You did. There was a clear threat there now.
Thank you for the reporter to, I mean, he initiated by putting it in her face, but she got up. She could have walked away. She could have went to security, but she went, grabbed it, and threatened to hit him upside the head with it.
Okay, but I wouldn't have hit him. I'm not a violent individual.
She says what you can't hear in the video are the words she says the mayor's wife yelled while giving her report.
I was told to shut up. I was called a bald-headed bee.
Which is why the clerk says she turned to the mayor demanding.
Get your wife. Get your wife.
How can you do something like that publicly to another individual?
Obviously, things are extremely personal. So the clerk heard those words. If you check out the video, you would hear those insults by the mayor's wife and the fact that the mayor didn't correct her. It's shocking that something like this can happen in a public setting. It's unprofessional. It's degrading. This go beyond politics. It's just about basic respect. No wonder the village clerk did lash out. But again, it's like everyone is fueling the fire instead of cooling things down. How can anything productive happen when you have people busy throwing insult at each other and threats? And then you having the wife of the mayor saying, come outside or hit him and see what happens. This is the kind of toxic environment that is the root reason of why this village is falling apart.
Who hasn't responded to our repeated requests for comments, and the clerk have had many disagreements in these council chambers dating back to 2017.
During that time, I ended up having to file a police report against him because he got physical with me.
This is crazy. So obviously this isn't just a one-time issue. These fights have gone back since 2017. That's 7 years ago, with the clerk saying that the mayor got physical with her before. So these people are filing police reports against each other. This is just a whole nother level of dysfunction. It looks like Sauk Village has been on the brink of collapse for a long time, and this latest blow up is just the result of this years of unresolved conflict. How can you fix the village when the leaders are more focused on fighting each other than working together?
And this week, her frustration reached a point, yet she insists it doesn't represent her fully.
But an angry black woman, that's not me.
The clerk contends she can't get records from the mayor, which is why the village trustees requested the Office of Inspector General start a probe. Right before the meeting on Tuesday, the mayor was served. Campbell Pruitt says the mayor has apologized for his part, but she hasn't accepted it yet.
If you're saying you respect me totally.
Well, at least he apologized. I mean, I think it would have been better if he did it publicly. I'm not sure he did, but it would be a good gesture at the next meeting that he addressed the situation that happened and apologized for his part in it. And obviously, he also needs to answer some questions on why the village clerk has not received the financial documents that she deserves to have. So that would be a good start into trying to repair the situation, understanding that, yes, they're not getting along, they're not friends, but they are working together for the village. Apologies are supposed to be the first step towards resolution, but clearly it looks like this conflict may be too far gone for a simple sorry to fix. And the fact that she hasn't accepted his apology speaks to how much mistrust is there. So again, the question I have to ask you guys, can Sauk Village even move forward when these leaders are stuck in this constant power struggle? This whole aftermath of the clerk's fight with the mayor shows how deep the dysfunction runs in Sauk Village. And what's alarming is that everyone involved seemed to be contributing to the chaos. The clerk looks like she was ready to stand on business, even though she says that she's not violent. The mayor is throwing out insults. The mayor can't control his wife, can't control the meeting. And there's a history of physical confrontations going back years. So even with his apology on the table, the distrust between these leaders is so strong that no one is willing to move forward. And it's a sad reflection of how Sauk Village has gotten to this point. Hopefully things can get better. I will be checking out the next meeting, obviously. But what do you guys think? Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.